I'm here working with Kids Need Both Parents. They've helped me a lot recently. The reason they're helping me is because I went through a separation with my obviously now ex-partner, and there was children involved. Things didn't go too well. At the first stages, it was phoned the social services who told me basically that there was no safeguarding concern because the children was with me because I'd already took them, and that I had to go for a residence order. So couldn't afford a solicitor. Met Sam through Kids Need Both Parents, who basically helped me along the line, give me some advice. I applied to the court for a residence order myself. During court, I had temporary residential custody until it was over, and dealt with CAF, etc. During that, a very emotional time for myself, definitely, because I felt like me and the children wasn't being heard. I feel let down by the system massively, even by the highest, even by the courts, due to I felt I didn't get nowhere near as much support as a dad, or anywhere near as much help as a father as a mother would. I took the kids June 22nd of 2013, and the court went on until October 2014. I did get residency in the end, only due to how bad basically things was. After court and me getting residency, I don't feel myself that anything really has been resolved, even though the children are in a safer environment, doing 90% better at school, and in themselves, activity-wise. My life personally was turned upside down because I had to change jobs to go onto a night shift. Luckily my new partner stuck by me. She works full-time days, so I have in the day, go to work on the nights to work around the children. Since court, you put a lot in place for the children to see a lot more of the mum. She has them every Saturday all day basically, picks them up from school Tuesday, which again the children, although they do want to see her, they do love her obviously, they do not want to see her this much because of their life, how it changed when they wasn't see her during court. As a family, as our family, we've got social activities going on which they really enjoyed, which has been stopped now due to them going to the mothers and her doing what she wants to do with them at this time. The mother's still receiving a lot more support than even me as a residential parent. Don't even get informed now by family support when they are working with my children or my ex-partner, because they only do it when the children are with her. They don't even inform me of this. As a father, I do feel the system, because in social services, CAFCAS, and the whole procedure is wrong. It's definitely one-sided. And I don't really know what else to say, except for...
How about the impact on the children? Have you seen a change in their behaviours and attitude?
Even the school, family support are telling me that basically the kids need to get used to it. They definitely feel, because Stephen going through counselling with the school, and these meetings his head teacher has been on and said she's seen a change in him at school since the court order's been passed, and he's seen his mum more. He's going within himself, and you can just see, she described it as a change of character, and not for the best. And it's because it is down to basically he feels like he's not being heard. He's telling people stuff, but they're not actually listening to him. They are just putting procedures in where they feel things are right, not actually for him, but just as the law or procedures or whatever. My other daughter's at a different school because, the long story, when I first had to take them on, I had to get them into school quick as possible, and there was no places in either school for both of them to go to. So they're at different schools. She's doing very well. She's older than Stephen. They give her a lot of responsibilities at a school, so she has a lot more to think about, a lot more to, but again, she still feels like, again, she loves her mum, she says that, but again, she feels like she doesn't want to be heard. The only day really that she gets to see friends, only between activities and seeing the mum, is a Thursday, but now the court order as well says that Claire has to phone the house every Thursday between 5 and half 6, any time between them for like 20 minutes, which means Connie has to be in, so can't go around.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like she feels sometimes that she's being told what to do, she hasn't benefited from something. It's the mum who's benefited, and everyone needs to work around that as a family.
Do you feel that the system is in favour of the child or of the mother?
In my situation, 110% the mother.
Mm-hmm. Have you felt in control at any point during this procedure?
No, not at all. And I'd even say now afterwards, I feel less in control because I'm just being dictated to. Like even though I've had to change my job, so life's upside down. They don't take none of that into consideration. It's just, well, no, the kids need to be at this time. Kids need to be there this time for Claire. Family support, I think she gets funding for, which is good. I'm not knocking that. Like the taken places.
Are you offered any funding at any level?
No, because I work. No, so I don't get none of that. As I say, up to now, family support don't even involve me, and I'm the resident parent, and they only work with the children when they're with the mother. And it's obviously, I know it's going to be Tuesday or Saturdays, because that's when the children are there. But they don't come and work with the children around my address, and they don't even inform me when they are doing so.
Okay, even though you've got
residential
residence order. If you feel, would you say that life is busy and possibly too busy at the moment for the children in regards to you just talking about you feel that you've been dictated to? Is there a possibility that the children might feel that as well?
I would say yes, definitely.
Because it seems life is very busy.
Life's hectic. It's not normal. We're not a normal family. And we very rarely get any time, and when we do get time, it's time that we try and do activities with the children. So as a family sitting down and doing stuff, it's a very busy time because we both work full time, and then they're the kids are being pushed pillar to post. Tuesdays they're walking around, Saturdays they're here and there, Thursdays they've got to pick up the phone, it's.
And also as well, I guess as you said, yourself and your partner working full time, so the moments that you do get that is free time is taken up with other things, and sometimes I guess it's nice to actually be able to come home and just sit with your children and actually not have to do anything.
Yeah, but it's a very rare thing because I work nights, because if I get if I'm working Thursday night, for instance, my partner gets in at 5:30 and I have to go out around about 6:45. So normally in that time we'll get dinner, we'll have tea and sit down. But obviously on a Tuesday we can't do that because they're with the mum. Wednesday my son does boxing, so obviously that's a good thing. But I'm not moaning about that. We're not taking boxing, so we do sit quickly, but we don't actually sit and chill because then obviously there's homework. There's bedtimes.
Well, as I say, every bit of time is filled, isn't it?
Yeah, and then a Thursday, if in between that, between 5 and 7, we're waiting for this phone call, so we can't sit down. We can, but then they're not talking to us; they're talking to the mum. Saturdays are just a no-no, and then Stephen plays rugby, takes up our Sunday mornings and early afternoons. So Sunday evenings is basically the only time. That's if I'm not working that shift, where we do get to sit down and actually have a couple of hours just in gym jams, sort of just relaxing and that's what, catch your breath, whatever. But
so moving forward, after sort of looking back over the last 12 months, moving forward and looking into the next 12 months, what's your hopes and your vision?
I'm just more to listen for the kids. I'm not saying that because it's not like just to be happier, which ain't going to happen, because it's got worse for me since getting the order for myself and the children. It's got worse because you have to abide by this order, and then you're restricted to what you do, and the children are. Next 12 months, I just like things to calm down. I'd like the truth to come out. It's very hard. You know, from my point of view, when my ex-partner says stuff, it's automatically believed. Or what a shame! It's oh God, this ain't good. Even though it's proven that what I took the kids for in the first place was correct, and that's why I've got residency. Whereas she's believed everything, and my concerns now, which I still have a lot of safeguarding concerns on a Saturday, are not took into account whatsoever. They just look at me as if I'm the nasty one now. It's me who's being horrible, and I don't need the help, I don't need the support emotionally or any other way, because basically that's saying, well, the kids live with you, but they don't. I'm just like a babysitter. I'm at work mode.
And what would you say that why is the reason for that? Is it because you're a dad, you're a male, and we perceive men to be the stronger characters of the two? Would you put it down to that?
I would say it's definitely. I've actually been told by one professional that there is an unwritten law where kids need to be with the mother. I mean, I can't prove that, but he did say that that's how the law sees it. And I would say definitely the law swings 100% towards the mum. It's only because my situation was that bad that I got what I got, but I don't feel that I got it, if you know what I mean, because it's still an ongoing process. And with the residence order now and the help that she's getting, I know in 12 months I can't rest, especially after what I've experienced with the children not being listened to and not being heard, and some of the stuff I've said, especially to Kafkas, doesn't come out in the reports. You know, like it's
very cut and pasted.
Yeah, from my point of view, but it's definitely one-sided, 110%. And the main thing is, if the kids turn around to me and said, "Dad, I want to see Mum," then okay, I would accept that from my point of view in my situation. They're not saying that, and the thing is, headmasters are telling me this. It's not my perception of what I think, you know, because they should see the mum. They want to.
What would your advice be to other fathers that may see this video that are going through similar things?
About anything, or
just about, you know, separation, having children, and having that being involved in that family breakdown? What would your advice be to?
Definitely, first with the children is, you know, like to stay calm, because I was in a situation where it took a while for things to get bad, and I never acted straight away. So I don't know.
What about the court proceedings? And
the court, I was just coming to that. I was trying to explain how from my point of view. What I'm saying is, some people can get. I was angry, but I kept the children in, and nothing really happened. So the police and that was involved, and once that does happen, I wouldn't rush into seeing a solicitor straight away, because I've met people on my journey on courses that the court has sent me on, people who are up to an awful lot of money and not got as far as I have, you know, and
representing yourself.
Because I represented myself, yeah. And if I had never represented, I don't think I could have done it because of the costs. I did go and have a consultation with a solicitor, which is probably a good idea, just to get the background and information, and also kids need both parents, and Sam can advise now.
So on that then, you'd advise a father to take the opportunity to get the legal consultation, which is free.
Just to get
free service in
the consultation, it costs you £100. That's it. But
okay.
you're not tied to nothing after that.
Okay.
Do you know? Like, you'll just have a consultation, which will probably tell you the procedure and whatever. But you're not tied to him. Then you could still, if you get a court date, you can still go without him. You know, you're not tied. You represent yourself. Which I did, but as I say, the reason I could do that was because there was no sign of abuse to my ex-partner. You know, there was no police ever phoned, which can make, if there is, and they prove that, then your partner gets legal aid, which a man again doesn't get. Yeah. But if a woman can prove that even the slightest, even if it's just but not so much domestic, even just something as silly as you've had an argument over something daft and you haven't actually physically done anything, but the police have been phoned. Do you know, like, from that point of view, again, the women and mothers get a lot more support. You know, the dad couldn't say that. The dad couldn't say, because they would just push it past, you know, push it by. I've met professionals and got quite upset a lot of the time, and they just look straight through me, and then when the report...
What do you think that's about? Is it about a society thinking that men haven't got emotion and feelings.
Yeah, well, I felt like that all the way through, yeah. As if, you know, that it's the woman's emotions and feelings that need to come first. Because again, you know, I got upset in one of the CAFCAS meetings, and obviously I wasn't in there with my ex-partner, but in the report it says that my ex-partner was very emotional, struggling to answer questions, but in the bit about me, it didn't mention at all that I got upset. She had to leave the room and get me a cup of water. It's not a good thing to say. I'm not proud of it, because the best thing to do is try and keep strong, you know, and come across as that. So, but it's not an easy procedure for well, I'm not saying it for either party, man or woman, but definitely it's not easy for the kids, because although they see these children, you know, like as safeguarding, being okay and whatever, they're obviously not daft like they're being taken for. More too definitely ain't daft. They know what's going on. They know what they want. Emotionally, again, from my point of view, I would say my emotional levels are still now at a peak, and definitely affecting health, you know, mental health sometimes, to a point where you feel that you could break down, but you don't because of the children. I do think it would have affected me a lot more if I never had the support of my new partner, and definitely the involvement of Kids Need Both Parents and Sam, who, as I say, has worked with and is still working with us very closely at the minute. And without that, I would be at a real dead end and not know what to do.